take us to Mid Bedfordshire then, my friend. How has this gone down in her constituency?
Well, I think there is a lot of relief that this saga is all but over, shall we say. Of course, we've got a by-election now, but for the last few weeks, it has felt like a by-election anyway. We've had candidates from all political parties, old and new, doing the best they can to try and canvass for votes before this moment. So it's going to feel like probably one of the longest by-elections in history. And I think people are tired, quite frankly.
Right. And let's deal with the sort of the central accusation that Nadine Dorries has faced in the last couple of weeks, and that is that she has been absent from her constituency duties. As we heard there, she says that isn't true, and that's sort of one of the reasons she's felt compelled to come out and do these interviews. Give us the facts, Paul.
Well, so lots of people that have been commenting to us have said she's very much been absent. We have had a couple of people say that they know people she has helped. We've asked those people to contact us so we can talk to them. They haven't. Every single time we've written about Nadine, we've sent in a press inquiry to her office, and it's never been responded to. So those are the facts we understand. Of course, she may have a different version of facts, and to give her the benefit of the doubt, she has potentially been doing things from a distance, but despite asking for that, we've not seen any evidence of it.
Okay. Take us to the by-election then. We're going to hear from a pollster in a moment who can take us through some numbers. But just give us the feeling. I mean, sometimes the numbers cannot tell the story the way that a feeling on the ground can. What's your hunch, Paul, about how people are feeling as they head towards the ballot box?
Well, if you'd asked me that question 6 months ago, I think I'd be quite confident in saying it's definitely going to be a Conservative win. Now, I think it really is open wide. Nadine increased the majority since 2005 from around 11,000 to around 25,000. But Labour have been really making great grounds in other constituencies during by-election periods. And I think the same is going to happen in Mid Beds. They seem to be doing a lot better. That being said, the candidate, Festus, that Nadine did talk about earlier on, is well known in the area. He is a Mid Bedfordshire man. He lives here and he's well known as the PCC. He's out and about constantly. He's a likable chap. He's not really your typical Tory candidate, perhaps. Certainly from working class backgrounds, the template that Nadine has certainly created. It's going to be a really interesting thing to watch. Normally, as a local journalist, I think I'm probably quite aware of where it might be going. Right. And I'll be honest, at this time, I couldn't call it.
Okay, but you did say Labour, because we've been sort of considering this potential tussle between Labour and the Lib Dems for who feel they have the best shot at winning this. The Lib Dems are claiming they do, Labour are claiming they do, but you're suggesting that Labour may come through that.
Well, I think so. I mean, we have a Labour MP nearby as well, in Bedford and Kempston.
Right.
You have Labour in Luton, and you've got Labour town councils and an independent central Bedfordshire council. So, it's a real, smorgasbord of political leanings. Lib Dems claim that they are the bookies' favourite, but Labour do seem to be doing quite well in the polls. And I think a recent poll said that they were about 28%, whereas Conservatives were at 24%. So,
right.
Yeah, it's going to be a Labour Conservative Lib Dem race. Yeah, I mean, who's 1, 2, and 3 will have to be remain to be seen.
Fine, okay. And just very, very briefly, Paul, one of the things we've been considering over the weekend really is the potential for local issues to upset the apple cart a little bit. We saw that in Uxbridge, didn't we? Big by-election gains for Labour and the Lib Dems, not replicated in Uxbridge because of this local issue of ULEZ. Is there a local issue in Mid Bedfordshire that could change the way this goes?
Well, Nadine it's quite interesting that she didn't mention house building. House building is a massive thing in Bedfordshire. There seems to be more house building in this area than in any other area of the country. And that is a big issue. We've got lots of sprawling rural areas here. A lot of people are very upset at their villages becoming towns.
Right.
So that certainly is a big issue. That could well be a factor there.
Okay.
But, as she alluded to, try and forget party politics. It's very difficult for people to do that. There will be people who want to punish the Conservative Party because they didn't sort Nadine Dorries out quickly enough, or there'll be people who want to punish the Conservative Party because they're on Nadine Dorries' side. I think local politics is really going to be very difficult to put forward in a situation like this.